Hello friends and welcome to today's lecture. Today's lecture is on medicinal chemistry and the topic is benzodiazepines. So let us go straight to the topic. I am Dr. Urmila Joshi. This is the mail ID given on the slide. If you have any difficulties, please contact me on this mail ID. Okay, so let us start with benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines, like barbiturates, are sedatives, hypnotics. They are also anxiolytics and they are anticonvulsants. Now, let us have a look at their structure and numbering. Diazepine indicates a seven-membered ring containing nitrogen. Diazepine indicates a seven-membered ring containing two nitrogens, and benzodiazepine meaning benzene ring is fused to this azepine ring. Now the numbering starts with one heteroatom and goes in such a way that it completes numbering of one ring before going to the other ring. Now look at this. If we start from here, we will be omitting this carbon, the carbon number 5 that is shown. And so we are starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do not number the junction carbons. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So phenyl here, this phenyl is treated as a substituent. And this is diazepam and name of the compound is 7-chloro. Now let us talk about this 1,3-dihydro later. 1,3-dihydro. 1-methyl, this is 1-methyl, 5-phenyl, 1,4-benzodiazepine, 2-one. Okay, so now why this 1,3-dihydro is because there is an additional hydrogen over there. Got it? So remember the numbering, then your nomenclature will be easy. Now coming to mechanism of action. GABA A receptors on which benzodiazepine acts function as brakes of a car. So they are inhibitory receptors. Now, in the previous lecture on barbiturates, we saw that GABA A receptors have binding sites for barbiturates and binding sites for benzodiazepines. Now, that is the benzodiazepine receptors on GABA A. Okay. Now, these benzodiazepine receptors have at least three subtypes known. Alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 5, alpha 3 is also known, 4 is speculated. Now, compounds which bind only to alpha 1 receptor produce sedative effect. Compounds binding to alpha 2 receptor only produce anti-anxiety effect. And compounds binding to alpha 1, alpha 2, and alpha 5 receptor produce anticonvulsant effect. But the therapeutically used benzodiazepines bind non-specifically to all the receptor subtypes and therefore they produce sedative, anti-anxiety, and anticonvulsant effect. This is just a revision of what we saw in barbiturates. Okay. GABA receptor is a ligand-gated ion channel where there are specific binding sites for benzodiazepines. Okay, shown over here, specific binding site, and the GABA binds over here. Now, coming to the mechanism of action, benzodiazepines bind to the GABA receptor on the allosteric binding site and act as agonist. Why they are allosteric binding site? Because the GABA binding site is here, but binding of benzodiazepines to the allosteric site increases the binding of GABA to its receptor. Okay, so they are called as allosteric binders. And this allosteric binding improves the affinity of GABA to its receptor. When the affinity to GABA is improved, the GABA-mediated chloride conductance increases. And you know chloride conductance is inhibitory in nature. and this produces CNS depressant effect. But there is a major difference between how barbiturates act and how benzodiazepines act. Benzodiazepines increase the frequency of channel opening, while barbiturates increase the duration of channel opening. Okay, so they are in that sense, they act in different ways. Now, these are the different benzodiazepines which are there in your syllabus. Okay, now have a look at all these structures and try to find out what all is there in these before we go to the structure activity relationship. One very common feature is chlorine at 5 position. Okay, every drug has chlorine at 7 position. Sorry, every drug has a chlorine at 7 position. Okay, then every drug has a phenyl group at 5 position. All these are active compounds, and looking at the active compounds, we will realize that at N, there can be no substituent or there can be a smaller substituent like methyl group. In chloride epoxide, not only does it have no substituent, but there is a double bond. Okay. Whereas in chlorazepate, oxazepam and lorazepam, there is a substituent at 3 position. And if you have a look at this substituent at 3 position, it is polar in nature. Okay. Alprazolam has a slightly different structure where the C2 carbonyl is converted to C double bond N and is involved in ring formation. Now, this is about structure. Now, coming to structure activity relationship. Okay. As we saw, C7, most of the compounds contain chlorine. So, it was observed that electron withdrawing substituent is necessary at C7. Most of the approved drugs contain Cl, but there are 2 drugs, nitrazepam, which is not there in your syllabus, and flunitrazepam. These 2 drugs contain nitro group at this position instead of Cl. Or both these groups are electron withdrawing in nature. Okay, at the same time, position 6, 8, and 9 should be unsubstituted. If there is any substitution, that drops down the activity significantly. Coming to this, position 5. There should be a phenyl substituent at position 5. Okay. The phenyl ring can be substituted, but only ortho substitution or 2,6-di substitution is allowed on this phenyl ring. If there is a substitution at meta or para position, the activity is lost. So the substitution allowed is 2 or 2,6. Okay, and the substitution mostly allowed is fluoro or sometimes chloro. Then this double bond, 4,5 double bond is necessary for activity. Okay. Then next point, at C3, we saw in lorazepam, just have a look once again at these structures. Oxazepam, lorazepam, and chlorazepate. In all these 3 structures, what is happening is there is a C3 substituent, but the C3 substituent is polar in nature. So, only polar groups are tolerated. If you put any non-polar group like methyl, it reduces the activity. Okay. Now, a polar group alters the pharmacokinetics. Compounds without OH group are non-polar. If they are non-polar, they have longer half-lives and undergo hepatic oxidation. Whereas compounds with OH over here, remember this OH is going to be alcoholic OH. So it can be easily converted to glucuronide. So they are polar and they have shorter half-lives. They are short-acting compounds. Another thing, liver doesn't have to do much work on such compounds. They are easily converted to their glucuronides and are excreted. Now, once again, have a look at this structure. You may wonder how to remember this oxazepam and lorazepam. Okay, this lora is very much similar to chloro, if you realize. And 5-position phenyl has a chloro substituent at ortho position. So lora corresponds to chloro. And oxazepam doesn't have anything else. Rest of the structure is just the same. Okay, that is the way to remember. Chlorazepate, how are you going to remember? ATE is a suffix for esters. And this acid can get converted to ester. That is how you will remember chlorazepate. And once you know the nomenclature of diazepam, you will be able to write the nomenclature of other drugs. Okay, so that is about 3 position. Now, coming to the other 3 points which were missing, nitrogen at 1 and 4 position are a must. If you shift these nitrogens to 1, 3 or 1, 2, activity is lost. Then N1 substituent is not a must. But if it is present, it should be small like methyl. Okay. Carbonyl group at C2 is optimum for activity. Now, with this, please remember to write these points in the SAR of benzodiazepine and support your answer with this structure. Without that, SAR answer never fetches you full marks. Okay, so how you will remember? First start with this, then say these are not to be substituted, then about phenyl, then the 1,4 nitrogen, 3 and 2. Okay, go stepwise. Now, metabolism. I have given here metabolism of diazepam. Now, what happens? N-methylation is quite possible. Okay, so that is what is happening over here. N-methylation has occurred. This has resulted in nordiazepam, which is an active metabolite. Okay. Then nordiazepam also gets converted to oxazepam, which is also an active metabolite. Then diazepam can first get hydroxylated at C3, followed by N-demethylation. And finally, all these compounds undergo glucuronidation. Now coming to a slightly different compound, that is alprazolam. This carbonyl group and this nitrogen are joined by a 3 atom bridge, carbon, nitrogen, and nitrogen. This is called as alprazolam. Now look at the numbering. We start with numbering of this ring first. So 1, 2, 3. Then come to this 4, 5, 6. You don't number the junction atoms. So this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rest of the SAR remains same. Only instead of C7, the electron withdrawing group is at C8. Okay. Now look at its metabolism. It is just the same as diazepam. 3-hydroxylation or hydroxylation of the methyl group, which is over here. I repeat, 3-hydroxylation as shown over here or hydroxylation of methyl group followed by glucuronide conjugation, or sometimes this can break. Okay, this can break and a benzophenone derivative can be set free. This can then undergo glucuronide conjugation. Now coming to the synthesis. This is the diazepam molecule that you need to synthesize. Now, please have a look at this. We are going to synthesize this part first, attach it to this part, and then cyclize. So have a look. Parachloroaniline. When parachloroaniline is treated with benzoyl chloride in presence of AlCl3, a Friedel-Crafts reaction gives the corresponding ketone. Okay. This ketone, when it is treated with chloroacetyl chloride, this is not a Friedel-Crafts reaction because this substitution is occurring on this amino group. Okay. Now we get a terminal chloride. When you treat it with NH3, it will easily get converted to NH2. Okay. Rest of the structure remaining same. And this NH2 will then cyclize with this carbonyl group to give you diazepam. The last drug mentioned in your syllabus under benzodiazepines is zolpidem. Zolpidem is actually a non-benzodiazepine, but it binds to GABA A receptor just like benzodiazepine and acts as agonist. But the advantage is it is a specific agonist at alpha 1 receptor only. So it produces sedative effect, but it has a very, very weak anxiolytic and anticonvulsant effect. Okay. So in other words, this compound is more specific as compared to benzodiazepines. Okay. Now, this is named as NN-dimethyl acetamide derivative. So NN-dimethyl acetamide is this. Okay, so this is number 1, this is number 2. So it is at 2 position. It is 6-methyl. This is 6. Okay. 2. This is 2. 4-methyl phenyl imidazo 1,2-pyridine 3-yl acetamide. Okay, 1,2-pyridine 3 imidazo acetamide. This is a non-benzodiazepine, as I mentioned, and is specific, produces only sedative action, and therefore it is an improved version of benzodiazepine. Okay, with this, we are completing the chapter of benzodiazepines as sedatives and hypnotic agents. If you like this lecture, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So stay tuned in for further lectures. Thank you.